Last time on Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I don't know how I should feel about this chapter. It started really strong. You know, like Cloud getting put into the chamber, being given, you know, the soldier treatment, and then they're escaping, and then he gets the uniform, and then you realize Cloud was never actually in Soldier, and it's all a bunch of lies, and then they're escaping, and you know, there's the camaraderie, and then there's the sniping, then there's the Cisne, and it's all looking really good, and then Genesis comes out, and then Hollander is like a homeless Santa Claus that's trying to cradle snatch Cloud while he's unconscious, and then the director is now Angeal, and he wants to save Genesis, but we don't know why, because no one actually likes Genesis, you know. Sephiroth, who's Genesis's friend, doesn't even want to save Genesis, so why would we want to save Genesis? And then, as you said, he's a because from the flashback, he literally blew up a Materia in Angeal's face when he lost to Sephiroth. I mean, why would anyone want to save Genesis? He's an asshole. I don't want to save him. What has he done for me lately? Beside insult us and blow up a village. Exactly.
Plum apples only grow in Benora.
Why is that?
Something to do with the soil here, apparently.
Genesis always carried a dumb apple with him. I should have realized sooner. It looks so different now.
Because it was bombed?
Can I leave Cloud with you?
Yes.
What?
Oh! We got a bunch of missions. What's this? Oh, they tell us what it is. Quake. Gravity, smart consumer, mug. Osmos blade, iron fist. Dark Firaga. Firaga plus Asuna, okay. Assault Twister, high jump plus Assault Twister. Gravity. Darkness. Costly punch. Electrocute. Try Thundaga plus Libra. Attack up. Blizzard Blade. Aerial Drain. Status, Hell Firaga, Firaga plus Poison. Energy, Electrocute plus, if you feel certain battles are too difficult. Blast Wave, Vital Slash plus Attack Power. Jill Toss, Mug plus Libra. Hell Blizzaga, Blizzaga plus Asuna. So there's a lot of Asuna. I'm gonna need multiple Asunas.
Don't worry about Cloud. I promise. I will protect him.
At this point, the game tells me how to combine it, so you can share it in Twitter. I mean, Discord. Try Tangara is another material that could be evolved multiple times with some Libras. Yeah, but I don't want to be using Libra for everything, man.
After all, I had my share of trouble while I was flying around looking for you. And above all, inside of me, a part of Angeal lives on. Zack, you must focus on Genesis and nothing else. Now with Angeal and Sephiroth gone, you're the only one who can stop him. Zack, now...
What other mail did I get? Unlocking summon mode, increasing accessory slots. We got all those. Cool. So let's see how we go with the missions, unless we struggle, and then we'll do some side missions. items? No?
Looks like I can't come back up.
I know, Libra is simply the simplest, as you don't need to max them out before every time. The real question is, can you actually buy Libra? And you actually do want to max it out because you get more stats that way. Oh, you can buy Libra. Alright, after I finish leveling up these ones, I'm gonna turn Firaga into Hell Firaga and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just let these things max out. Another gem from the thinger. Do you want me to thrust it all the way into your rectum? Okay, come on! There's no way he's that stupid. He knows exactly what he's saying.
Looks like I can't come back up.
Look, maybe he's just into that sort of thing. Maybe secretly he's just trying to find a guide that he can do that to. Maybe that's why he's in Final Fantasy.
Was this here before? Where does it lead?
Maybe the guy's just into that. Is this Genesis's rectum? Damn. He must have been plowed by multiple people. He must wear a diaper. Let me guess, loveless.
Benora white juice. First prize processed foods. National Agriculture Awards. Oh, wow. The idea for this juice came from a Benora youth named Genesis. Wow. Just wow. Young Genesis's comments. I am very honored. Benora white juice tastes great, but the fruit itself is tasty too. My dream is for my parents and I to serve the hero Sephiroth our apples one day. Genesis.
So he was your hero. But why do you like white juice?
Is there anything I can do?
Just let him die. Why did they even, like, they're making it into this thing like, we need to save Genesis. No, you don't. The guy's an asshole. He's been an asshole this entire time. You've got absolutely no reason to save him at all, or even try. I've never seen or heard of white juice. WTF. Genesis probably likes men. Probably. What the hell is this place? Ever since he was a boy, he wanted to give his apples to Sephiroth. But Sephiroth would never take his apple. Oh fuck, it's a grave. Loveless, prologue. When the war of the beast brings about world's end, the goddess descends from the sky. Wings of light and dark spread afar, she guides us to bliss, her gift everlasting. Why did he make this? Is that like the only book he had as a child or something, so he's obsessed with it? Plus there was another thing somewhere here. I gotta get to it. Bloody corridors.
Activating combat mode.
Are you a South Park Canadian?
How about this? That's enough! You're in for it now!
Prove your honor to me.
I got it!
I've seen some shit.
Conflict resolved.
This game is weird. One of the goddess Materia.
Activating combat mode.
Bye now. Oh no, you don't. Here we go. Gonna love this. Taking you down. Oh no, you don't. Heads up. Gonna love this. How about this? Oh no, you don't. Heads up. That's enough. Bye now. Oh no, you don't. Taking you down. Gonna love this.
Conflict resolved.
So is this
Oh,
cave
yeah.
supposed to be like after you defeat the Elite Four, you get to go into the super secret cave with all the high level monsters? And it's a bit of a maze. Is this what they were going for? That sort of feeling? Because they're just giving me super powerful items apparently. That are gifts from the goddess. The Zubat infested
Activating
caves?
combat mode.
They're all Zubat infested. Remember the first time you meet a Zubat and you're like, I gotta catch you? And then after that you're just like...
Bye now. Oh no, you don't. How about this? This is gonna sting. Here we go. Oh no, you don't. How about this? This is gonna sting. Here we go. Gonna love this. Bye now. This is gonna sting.
So how am I expected to get my sword proficiency to 100?
Heads up. Gonna love this.
Like, what is the point?
Conflict resolved.
Later.
Anyway, I'm not gonna go for the main story, I'm gonna go for the side tunnels. And then you learn the higher the level you catch your Pokemon, the weaker they are. Because Pokemon trained by Pokemon trainers get more stats per level. So that level 5 Pidgey you caught at the beginning of the game is weaker than a level 2 Pidgey that you caught and trained to level 5. And you don't actually realize that until much later because you couldn't actually read English. What is it with this effing cave? Loveless Act 1. The infinite mystery, the gift of the goddess is what the three men seek, but their fates are scattered by war. One becomes a hero, one wanders the land, and the last is taken prisoner. But the three are still bound by a solemn oath to seek the answers together once again. You know, at the beginning it was like, oh, this is Genesis, Sephiroth, and Angeal, but it's not. It's clearly not. Where am I now? Yay, an item. Life Materia. So what happens when I combine all of them? Ah, you're one of the
Activating
Angeal
combat
copies.
mode.
Luciferio. Yay. Hey! Oh, don't kill me. Stop dodging my attacks, damn it.
Oh no, you don't.
Oh, did we get a new cutscene?
Bringing out the big guns.
You can do it, Zack.
Yeah, I'm on fire now.
You're on crack.
Take that.
Mind and body.
Brace yourself.
Prove your honor to me.
I got it.
That's a lot of crits. Ooh.
Conflict resolved.
Yay! Asuna's max level. So what do I combine it with again? It was Asuna plus... Oh no, it's not max... Oh no, it is. What were we supposed to combine it with? So you get Goblin Punch max level and you combine them with Asuna max level, right? It's like one of those things that you need max level for. Alright, so Blizzard is still leveling up. Fear is still leveling up. Where's our highest Thunder? Our highest Thunder is... It's not Thunder. Thundara. Plus 12. Alright, we're gonna get that one up. Then combine it with this one. Make it plus 15, and then turn it into a Hell one. Libra works too. Goblin Punch plus Libra or Goblin Punch plus Dash. And then you do plus Libra again, and then plus Libra again, and then plus Libra again. Oh yeah, we're gonna fight all these things, don't we? To get the gift of some goddess. Oh look, another one.
Activating combat mode.
Judeka? What am I, killing disciples now?
I'm Zack. What's your name? Oh, hold on a second.
Stop hitting on every woman!
Hey, Sung. I'm a little busy, so I'll be a little late.
Behind you?
Gah, Sung!
Bro.
Are you done being busy?
Bro. 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 Zack's fucking hitting on everyone. No wonder he doesn't let Cisne, go out with him. He's like, he's not the right one for you. Bro, you're fucking yourself, I'm telling you. You don't hit on everyone in front of other... Stop solar flaring me, I'm talking.
Better run for it.
Concentrate.
I'm feeling it.
And it's exactly because of these interactions he's so loved. He's literally hitting on everybody. Oh what, so when I do it, it's cringy, but when he does it, it's alright. Fucking double standards. He's good-natured, you're a demon. What's the difference? What's his good nature? To take them out for food? I'm finishing this with a summon.
Brace yourself.
Zack is a puppy, you're a hellhound. The flashback is back when Zack was still young. So is that why Zen never let him go out with Cisne and kept her busy? He wanted to keep her away from his flirtatious ways? Yeah.
Conflict resolved.
Good guy Odin. So what, I killed 12 of these and then I gotta fight the big cheese himself? Big J. We gotta fight Big J. I know this is supposed to be endgame, but my god. We only did not even half the side missions and we're already blitzing this.
Mako? Mako?
Oh, it didn't spawn another person, so I interact with it again. Zack isn't as flirtatious now as he was at the start of the game. Yeah, he's not. He's just hitting on everything and winning. Whereas before he was trying to flirt. But now he just gets the girls everywhere. All the time. And all of them. He even has an adoptive sister now.
Mako?
Cisne's his half-sister now. She's technically been adopted.
Mako?
Polo! Oh, I half expected something to be here. I was wrong. I can't help but feel that I missed one.
Mako? Mako?
I didn't miss them, right? I had 3.
Mako?
I think I saw 5 of them. I just want to hit them all just once more, just in case. This one doesn't let you interact with it. At least the music's nice. Depths of judgment. I'm being judged. I'm being judged all the time by people. So we were at a New Year's party last
Activating
night.
combat mode.
And remember how I get Hutchin to call me fatty at the end of every sentence? She did it yesterday. In front of everyone. And everyone was like... And I was wearing the Santa hat. What the fuck? They're fucking Matryoshka dolls.
You're in for it now. Here we go. That's enough. This'll do. Gonna love this. How about this? Oh no, you don't.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Dr. Giroux's lab. I love how this has nothing to do with the main story. Or maybe this is not where I'm supposed to go. I'm supposed to go here at the end. I'm probably doing things way out of order.
Activating combat mode.
Out of the way.
It kind of feels like this area is going to get used at some point. Give me the goods. Give me the shit.
The end.
Conflict resolved.
Got him.
Maybe I should actually go do the order in which it's supposed to be done. This kind of feels like a place that's part of the main mission. I'm supposed to get a clue or something and then go into that cave and... Why do I always do this? I'm always scared of missing things, and by doing this, I'm probably missing things. Which is how I missed the giraffe. And everyone's gonna give me crap about it. Kuma, how did you miss the giraffe? Because I was scared of missing out on items, so I didn't want to go to where the quest marker was. And by not doing it, it triggered the cutscene anyway, and I lost the items. God damn it. I'm probably the only person that played The Last of Us and didn't get the giraffe. Hopefully they'll let us backtrack. Because there's an elevator here. What the hell? Oh yeah, we're...
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
We probably need all the items in order to get in. So that's probably the stones that I received. Right, so we're gonna have to actually go into the prison area anyway. This thing's just basically gonna tell us to do it.
Some kind of console? The pedestal has 7 indentations.
Give forth the goddess Materia, the path shall be made clear.
If I set Goddess Materia in these indentations, that door will open.
To proceed further, set the 7 goddess Materia. 4 are hidden somewhere in the depths of Judgement, and 3 can be found at the Lake of Oblivion. All of them have to be collected. Doing things out of order, right? What is Materia 5? 2 left. So I just missed 2.
The elevator's not here yet.
I wonder who's downstairs. Cool, so now I have to go to the prison. Okay, now I can go to the prison. Thank you. I now have permission.
Activating combat mode.
Why are these babushka dolls so powerful?
Conflict resolved.
Later!
With fists. Cool, now we go to the prison. Okay. Final boss, maybe? So, is there any point of no return Kuma should know about? I thought this hole was a point of no return. But what exactly am I supposed to return
Activating
to?
combat mode.
Just saying.
This'll do! Gonna love this! Here we go! Oh no you don't!
Go, Odin. You're so fine. You're so far. You blow my mind. Go, Odin.
Better run for it!
Go, Odin.
Oh
Conflict
yeah!
resolved.
Hey, look, a secret hole. What? Yay, it's closed. The secret hole. Fudge. Oh, this is gonna be quick access for later. So once I find the other side of it, it's gonna be quick access so I can bypass the whole prison. Every hole's a goal. Hey, even a tin can can be a hole if you want it to be. If you want it bad enough. Jesus Christ. Alright, quick minute break. Let me just grab another water. It's getting really hot here. Enjoy this music. It's actually decent. See, the real question is gonna be, mission-wise, if there's any missions that are gonna get locked if we don't do them now. Because like Hojo's laboratory, we just unlock these ones. And then Genesis Forces, we have a few here. So the real question is anything gonna get locked if we proceed further in the story? That's the real question. Because the story itself seems current level. The mobs are not too easy, but they're not too difficult. So that's the real question. And I don't know the answer. Man, this is just gonna feel like a giant looting spree. Shortcuts, ladies and gentlemen. Shortcuts everywhere. This kind of feels like we're gonna be here a while. I mean, this is the final chapter. So, it's not gonna get locked if we don't do it, because it is the final chapter. We just got mug. Le fuck. Plus 20, we don't even need it. Ah, Happy New Year. What happens if you mix mug with mug? Well, it's not max level. So it does actually make a difference if it's max level. But in this case, Jiltos. Giltos. Why would I want to waste money on that? Alright. What's this? Loveless Act 2. Though the prisoner escapes, he is gravely wounded. His life is saved, however, by a woman of the opposing nation. He begins a life of seclusion with her, which seems to hold the promise of eternal bliss. But as happiness grows, so does the guilt of not fulfilling the oath to his friends. I mean, this could be about Zack because he wants to bang Aerith, but then at the same time, it might not be. Oh no!
I need a key.
Oh, F my life. I need a key now. Great, now I have to go find a key. I wish I was at home to link you things about the game. You should see about the remake that will hot you different now. You mean hit me different? Is it from the original Final Fantasy VII Remake? Because Christian linked a few timestamps already. Alright, key's not here. So let's go and find the key. I might have to go back to that room where the thing is and go downstairs. Great. I have to go backtrack twice now. Look, Babushka Doll's gonna hit me.
Activating combat mode.
Oh god, this thing! Burn it with fire. Burn faster. Please die.
Conflict resolved.
What the hell? Disgusting ass creature. Including intermission? I don't know, I think so. Maybe. Alright, so we were here, and then I think we just have to go downstairs and we'll find a key. What? I can't go up here? What the hell? Then where is the key? Wait, does the key only spawn after you find out you need the key? Because that is ridiculous.
I don't have any goddess materia on me.
2 indentations left. Well, I found the ones in the depths.
Activating combat mode.
Yeah? Give me the thing, boo.
This'll do. Gonna love this. Heads up. That's enough. Taking you down. Oh no, you don't.
Yay,
Brace
Akira's
yourself.
max level.
Good luck.
Thanks. How about
Have you
this?
noticed how the two
That's
girls
enough.
are only support
Heads up. Gonna
summons?
love this.
They don't do damage, they just do
Resolve.
support. That is so
yeah.
sexist. Alright, so Kira. So, we've got this one that creates a Kiraga. So they're gonna create Kiraga no matter what. What if I combine it with regen? Kiraga, so it's just gonna be a +10. Yeah, that places a Kiraga no matter what. Cool. So this one. I guess this one. Maybe even this one, I don't know. Ah, once you get to 10, it won't let you do it. Start using the magic one? Oh, you won't let me use an item? Oh, because it's SPR. Gotcha. Do I have the SPR one? I do. Ah, so you want some more SPR before you do that. Okay. Fine. I want to max out the SPR before I combine it. So do I have something that can heal? Maybe a drain. I'll grab a drain. I already have a drain there. I don't know, maybe... I'll grab this drain and see if it combines or something. Alright, back upstairs, I guess. Looking for those two pieces. That I missed, apparently. Because I can't go there for some reason. I have mail. Nothing in my inbox. Alright, time to grab the stuff that I missed. Where did I miss you? Nothing here.
Activating combat mode.
I'll go away. For the amount of running around that I'm doing, I'm just gonna... Okay, so here comes the question. Do you guys actually know where the two materia are that I missed? Are they just two random items in the area I did not pick up? Or did I have to go to a section that I haven't gone yet? Just so we save some time. Because I went to these depths and I fought all those guys. So I think I got all the stuff down here. Unless the key spawned somewhere down here. I'm as blind as you. Because I fought all these guys. Interacted with all these crystals. I think I got everything down here. Except this thing. Oh my god. Sabbath. Okay. So clearly I'm fucking blind. How did I miss the...
Activating combat mode.
Fuck. I thought I interacted with all of them twice. How? I did interact with all of them. How?
Hey, Eric?
Nani?
From now on, why don't we make a promise every time we meet?
Promise? To meet again?
No, more of a promise about the meeting itself. How about you always come dressed in pink? Deal?
So silly.
You know what's silly? Hutchin's always wearing pink and she doesn't even like the color. She just instinctively buys pink things.
This'll do.
I'm gonna wait for Angeal's thing and then I'm gonna finish her with the bus stop.
Bye now. How about this? This is gonna sting.
Conflict resolved.
Okay, so I missed something. So we got Blizzara again. So let's see what happens now, because we've got two blizzards. See, this is where we're just gonna start combining. So we've got our +6, and we've got this one, which will create a Blizzaga. But the real question is, do we have a more powerful one? See, we don't have a Blizzaga, that's fine. So Blizzara and Blizzara equals Blizzaga, but what if I have a normal blizzard? Blizzara. See, this is where the abuse comes in. So, a 6, see, that still makes it a Blizzara, and now I can combine these. This is where the abuse mechanic comes in. So, I might go for a Blizzard. And level up a Blizzard. Or I should probably start leveling up a Toxic, because I'm gonna need that. And I think I need a Sooner to create Hell ones. Let me double check. So this is where it actually starts mattering. This is where it really starts to matter. Blizzaga plus Asuna. Vera plus Poison. Try Thundaga. How do I get a Tri Thundaga? Firaga plus Asuna. Alright, so we're gonna end up... Oh, hell is Firaga plus Poison. And Dark is Asuna. So either way, I'm gonna need another Asuna. So I'll level up another Asuna just in case. Try is the one you need to get from missions. So I can't just use my Thundara and Thundaga and just level it up. Damn it. That sucks. Alright, so I just level up another Asuna just in case. Because we're gonna need it at some point. Okay, so maybe this... So I got one more piece. I'm missing one more piece. So let me run around. Let me run around and find one more chest somewhere that I clearly missed. I clearly missed another chest somewhere. I must have.
Ma.
Hello. If you guys see the chest, just yell. I hate this when you miss one. Try Thundaga needs to be found. I might actually have it, but... Hell, I already have. Dark, I already have. No, I don't have it. But I want to create them because they have higher stats. Okay, so I'm missing one more somewhere. By the way, Kuma, did you happen to max Element Ward? I did last time. I did. See, it's a plus 40. I used all my items on it to make it as powerful as I could.
Ma.
Okay, did I maybe not miss anything here? Maybe I missed it in another area. But I don't have a key, so... Try using it with Libra. This plus Libra equals Wall. But I already have Wall. Enables magic that reduces both physical and magic damage received. But this is passive. Elemental is passive. It just chills there. Fireworks are going nuts. Happy New Year. But I prefer the passive so I don't have to keep casting it. It just chills there by itself. Alright, I'm missing a key. Does anyone actually know where to get the key? I probably get it by opening the door. But I'm still missing one of the little... Maybe the hole there. I missed that one. I didn't go under the hole.
Activating combat mode.
Oh, go away.
Taking you down a path's enough! Bye now! Gonna love this! How about this? That's enough! You're in for it now!
War might be useful, if only to help decide 5 7-star missions.
Oh
Conflict
yeah!
resolved.
Then before I fuse it, I need to get more, Before I fuse it, I need to get more of these, SPRs. Because you fuse these while you're fusing it to get more stats. And I need a lot. Which can be gotten from that farming mission, but I'm like... Yay, we have all of them now. To the thing. That was fun. Collect all the puzzle pieces to open the door. Yay, Resident Evil. So we need to farm for a round or two. I kind of don't want to farm because that, you know what I mean? If I'm doing a mission for the first time versus farming a mission for items, I don't want to do the farming part. So I'd rather do missions we didn't do and collect the items rather than farm the
Activating
items.
combat mode.
Like doing this and getting an item I'm okay with. But if I actually keep redoing the same mission, I kind of feel shitty about it.
Heads up! This is gonna sting! This'll do! That's enough! Bye now! Gonna love this!
Conflict.
Oh yeah!
Farming is boring for everybody. I'd rather struggle a little bit. Like, I'd be okay with it. Yay, we got all the 7 bulls. Yay, we opened up the sigil door. Someone tried opening it with the what the fuck? Did they also eat our hair? Or are they just naturally mutating?
Activating combat mode.
I'm gonna rob you.
Taking you down! Oh no you don't! Bye now! That's enough!
Wait, why did I dodge that? Alright, I'm weak enough to survive it now. You know, some guys are into that. I love that we're just absorbing the fire attacks.
Heads up! This is gonna sting!
Yay, I got him figured out.
Conflict resolved.
Resident Evil meets Mass Effect 3. Also Mass Effect 2, technically. You don't mind a bit of farming? As long as we're doing...
Genesis is up ahead.
As long as we're doing a newish mission while we're talking, it's okay. Because those side missions are kind of farming. But if it's the same thing over and over again, I think we would get bored very quickly. Final shot. What? But I need the key to the prison. I need the key to the goddamn prison. How could I possibly be up to the final boss when I don't have the key for the goddamn prison? Where's the key, damn it?
7 materia.
How the hell? Point of no return. Alright, then answer this question. Am I actually able to get the key for the prison? Did I miss it? Because I thought I had checked everything. You don't think so? So, the key is basically post-endgame boss. Okay, then maybe I should do at least 1 or 2 missions. Monster reports. Yay, we got all these ones, which are easy. Hojo's laboratory. Is the hero really dead? Things should have been more interesting if only I arrived in Nibelheim a bit sooner. We'll have to settle for a simulation based on the data left in the monitoring system in the Maka reactor. Kiraga, Firaga, Mortal Shock. How about we do... Genesis's Interception? No. How about we do, what are they called? Yuffie quests. Is this Yuffie? No. Precious items? Zack the cleanup guy. But that's a 7. Don't you want to face the boss now to see how you'll do? I'm worried that I'll actually beat him. That's what I'm actually worried about, that I'll actually beat him. Does he actually use fire? Did you read every Loveless tomb? There are 4. I think so. Ah, fuck it, let's try it.
Genesis is up ahead. I'm sure of it.
If he dies, I'm gonna be disappointed.
My soul, corrupted by vengeance,
You're not Elden Ring.
hath endured torment to find the end of the journey. In my own salvation, you're late.
Loveless again.
You have succeeded, Angeal's spirit, and carry a part of Sephiroth within you. Thus, the 3 friends are reunited once again. And Loveless is reenacted.
No. Open your eyes, Genesis.
There's 2 of us.
When the war of the beasts brings about the world's end,
I've come here to help you.
Why?
the goddess descends from the sky. Wings of light and dark spread afar. She guides us to bliss, her gift everlasting.
What is that?
The gift of the goddess, a heavenly boon found only in Benora.
I thought the cells were the gift.
There are various interpretations.
This guy keeps
I
backtracking.
don't understand.
No one does.
To ponder the mystery is in itself a gift.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
We will all join the life stream. You are no exception. The planet has become my guardian.
Keep talking to me. Don't let it take over.
He's
You're
trying
a
not to
monster.
die.
You're one of us. Damn you!
Of course. Japan really loves their robots.
Activating combat mode.
Are you fucking joking?
Take that! This'll do. Oh no, you
Why do I
don't.
feel like it's gonna blow? Why are you weak to everything?
Take that! Brace yourself!
Good luck.
Thanks.
Because he's a failure. Genesis, stop being shit!
Take that!
Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? I don't know anymore. Am I supposed to destroy the sword? Am I supposed to use the helicopter? Was that the whole fight? Do you have a phase 2? Please tell me you have a phase 2. I mean, you're a Final Fantasy boss. Of course you have a phase 2. I mean, what Final Fantasy boss doesn't?
Corrupted by vengeance. Have endured torment to find the end of the journey in my own salvation.
You were literally easier than a normal mob.
And your eternal slumber.
Does this mean you knew from the beginning?
Why isn't he like degrading more? Why is he so slow?
Stand and fight, soldier first class. Zack!
Where's the degradation? I thought your body was failing. What's going on? I'm so confused.
Why is everyone always pushing things on me? Yeah.
This makes zero
Activating
sense.
combat mode.
I thought you were dying.
Heads up! This is gonna sting!
Stop sucking! Homecoming? What, you want to be the
Here
prom
we go!
queen?
That's enough! Bye now! Oh no you don't!
Are we on hard? We're not. But he's not supposed to be easy.
That's enough!
You're not Virgil! Fuck off!
This'll
What
do!
is he
You
doing?
don't!
Why is he easier in this fight than he was in the previous?
Here we go!
His moveset is easier to dodge. Like, what is this?
This'll do!
And he's got nothing to steal because he's homeless.
Warm-up's over!
Conflict resolved.
How is he weaker than a normal mob? Like, I struggle more with the babushka doll. And why is the cutscene pixelated? Was he not worth it? I mean, if you had to cut costs somewhere, I get it. Cut it on Genesis, but... Do I fight you now? This is so pixelated. The goddess is real. He's been simping for this. Is she gonna reject him? He got rejected. He got f***ing rejected. Oh my god. He got f***ing rejected. I'm sorry, but that's f***ing funny. Can we stab him now? Damn it. That sword should have stabbed him. Can I have the key for the prison now? What are you doing? Where are you taking him? Can I go to the prison now? But you told me you can't go back up the hole. How did you carry him back up? Why does Cloud have a chair? Is he going to become an Elden Ring thing? Why are you putting the bodies like that? What weird serial killer shit are you doing?
Save your strength.
I got some help.
Cisne?
From him. Over there.
Okay, that's not Cisne. Aww! Oh no!
It's you.
How much you want to bet that's actually Angeal? Aww. And he's also dead.
Director!
Aww. I cared more about the director than I did Genesis. What was even the point of fighting Genesis? We could have just left him and he would have died anyway. Seriously, what was the point? There was literally no point to fighting Genesis. XP? Why are you... What are you doing? He's literally dying of Mako poisoning.
Okay, let's eat.
What the f...
Sorry I'm not the real thing, but...
What twisted serial killer logic are you doing here?
Is it good?
What the f... I thought you were dead!
Yeah.
The gift of the goddess.
Why aren't you dead?
This apple? Huh?
Angeal. The dream came true.
Alright, so when Angel beats on me.
How are you? I wish I knew where you were. It's already been 4 years now.
4 years?
This is the 89th letter that I've sent to you. But I don't even know where to send them anymore. I really hope that this final letter that I'm writing gets to you. By the way, the flowers are selling very well. They make everyone so happy. Thanks to you, Zack.
So they were in the tube for 4 years. Jesus!
4 years?
Oof.
What do you mean, final?
She's moving on, bro. You've been dead for 4 years. It's like the Yamcha situation. You haven't written back. I was dead!
Aerith.
What's not stopping you now, is it? He's about to get Yamcha'd.
You're gonna make it too. You got that?
He's literally dying of poisoning while you were there playing with bloody Genesis. Why is Genesis still alive? Aerith is dating Vegeta now. I wouldn't put it past her. At least that man knows how to wear a flower shirt. Wasn't he degrading? Why is he fine now?
This must be an important matter if they are sending the two of us.
Apparently the subject will become our brother.
Oh, it's these two assholes. Oh god, what now? Wait, does Genesis become the blonde guy from the DLC?
Will he
accept his fate willingly?
Ah, there's the asshole number one. When he became the monster, he cured the degradation. So Angeal could have been saved, but instead he died. During the cutscene between Phase 1 and 2, he was no longer degraded. So the goddess gave him the gift.
Even if the morrow is barren of promises, nothing shall forestall my return.
What was that, Act 4 of Loveless?
To become the dew that quenches the land, to spare the sands, the seas, the skies. I offer thee this silent sacrifice.
But what did you sacrifice? That's Act 5. Wow, the missing act.
Cisne! The army's mobilizing. Find the targets before they do.
Understood. The army won't be as subtle.
I want them alive. You hear me? You're going to save Zack's life.
Of course. I haven't even told him my real name.
Well, what kind of adopted sister are you?
Help them. Cisne, I have letters for Zack.
Oh!
88 of them.
Wow, you've been keeping the letters. What a bro. He's actually been keeping the letters.
I'm just kidding. You know I wouldn't do that to you.
What are you planning to do to him? He's literally dying of Mako poisoning. Are you just like keeping
We're
him?
friends, right?
He's literally comatose. What the fuck? Like, he's probably already dead. And he's just keeping the corpse and talking to it. This is some creepy shit, man.
You can't be serious. There's no way we're gonna find 2 needles in a haystack this size.
There's no mission that's impossible for the
Turks, yeah.
Also, Sung apparently has something to give him.
Who? The target? So we're couriers now. delivering packages to fugitives, huh?
Says the guy that dropped a literal plate on thousands of people.
We got nothing.
You?
Likewise. I'm heading to point 235. You two take point 120.
Roger.
All right, let's get going.
Like, how can someone be still alive from severe Mako poisoning? This is like the slowest acting poison I've ever seen. Look at him, he's literally pale. Another pixelated cutscene. That isn't gonna make him feel better. He's probably dehydrating now. Oh, god damn it! Were these guys just waiting for them, or like, what's the go?
Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep.
I like how they're all waiting for him.
Embrace your dreams. And whatever happens, protect your honor.
As soldier! Come and get it!
Activating combat mode.
Oh, I'm actually supposed to do this?
Taking you down a bit. Gonna love this.
Damn it, I should have kept regen. Hey, that was a rocket!
I'm Cicely. Here's a present.
Some of the
Sunday
universe
vision?
where's
Sunday
the
vision?
ready to go.
Already.
Understand now why
Lies within each
Sephiroth
person.
chose yes for
So get
real.
away safely. Zack, I gotta go.
Why am I getting chills down my spine? Is this actually happening in his head? Does he always see slot machines? I really should have used the cure. Sorry, I mean regen. Oh right, I can use potions. Thanks for that. Stop dropping fucking rockets on me! My yep empty mater. Hippity hoppity, get off my property.
Use brings about where
I'm a country
I
boy
can
too.
be pretty
Like
cheap.
you've been
If
there.
only I were so honor can be
I really
quite
like that
a
sword.
burden.
Thanks.
A monster's
I
objective.
really like
join
that
my
sword.
battle.
Nothing else out
Zack,
there. Hold on.
you have my thanks.
I'm using the wrong items. Did we do it? Well, he's pretty worn out. Oh, god damn it.
Activating combat mode.
Oh, crap. Really? You can't even swing it. Come on, you Nier Automata piece of crap. Locked scene. Did I lose? Damn.
Hello. Don't worry. That's right. But want to hear? Not scary
work
at all.
stuff?
Will I see you again?
Oof.
I'll be here.
I mean, if there was anything that can bring a man back from the dead, it's a boner. Oof. She knows. Oof. Well, that explains the Buster Sword. Damn, he got shredded.
Zack. For the both of us. Both of us? That's right. You're gonna live.
Aww.
You'll be my living legacy.
Oof.
My honor. My dreams. They're yours now.
I'm your living legacy.
Well. Oof. Well, that explains the Buster Sword.
Embrace your dreams. If you want to be a hero, you need to have dreams.
Thank you. I won't forget.
So, no micro poisoning now?
Good night. Zack.
Hey, please don't drag that thing across the floor. Boy went out hard.
That girl. She said that the sky frightened her.
Is that Odin coming to grab him
But it
himself?
must feel so good up there.
That's not Odin.
Those wings. I want them too.
Oh, this boy's going straight into Valhalla. Wait, is that why Angel wanted to get killed? He wanted to make it into Valhalla? Son of a bitch. That explains Odin.
It does feel good.
Man, the
If you
tip of
see
that
Aaron,
sword is
say hi for me.
This is probably too soon to ask, but does this mean that Cloud is cleared to bang Aerith? I'm just saying.
Hey, would you say I became a hero?
Nah, you became a legend. Went out hard. But there's just one problem. The DLC has the cutscene of him walking. Oh, with Cloud. Or was Cloud walking with... No, Cloud was with Tifa. Then why does the DLC have him walking? So this is just the prequel to the OG timeline. But then they with the timeline. Sephiroth, how much did you the timeline? How much did Sephiroth the timeline? This is why people went apeshit when he survived. We did tell you to play the OG. The remake hints at a different timeline. Well, I figured that's what those spirits were. They were there to protect the timeline and not let you do certain things. Because they stopped you from accessing certain areas, as well as slowing you down from going to the plate, which means Jesse ends up dying. It's like those f***ing ghosts were just stopping you from doing things. They wanted a certain thing to happen. But I found it really interesting that Seng actually wanted to save Zack. Because I thought he was a bit of a dick, but he's like, we gotta save them, because the army's on their way. And unfortunately, they didn't make it on time. So basically, they had the Turks looking for them. But they didn't find them. And the army got to them first. Fuck. But how the F did the entire army just so happen to find them? And we never see Cisne again. Ouch. Now you know a major spoiler of the original that Cloud was never in Soldier and Zack died. Since the timeline is different now and they wanted people to play this game before Rebirth, they want you to know about Zack. And no one has any clue what they're going to do in part 2, so that's exciting. Remake is a sequel to the OG. Yeah, the ghosts are the fans wanting the OG to remain untouched. No, don't touch it! She's basically irrelevant past Crisis Core. That's sad because she was actually a good character. She's actually a good character. Unlike Genesis! What the Why is Genesis alive? Why is he alive? If there's one thing... Maybe Sephiroth is fucking with the timeline to get rid of Genesis. Maybe that's what the whole thing is about. Sephiroth wants to correct the mistakes of the past by killing Genesis. I mean, if I was him, I'd want to do the same thing. Cisne deserves to live and get her Jack. Why do I have a feeling that Cisne just went to Zack's parents' place? I have a feeling she would have just gone there. They basically adopted her. Remake Zack team up with Cisne for Rebirth. Put Biggs and Jesse on his team too. With Rebirth now, no idea how everything's gonna go. Yeah, I guarantee the Genesis is somehow gonna end up coming back for part 2. There's actually one nameless method of Cisne in OG7. You can talk to Zack's parents and they talk about this girl that regularly keeps them company. Yeah, so now's the time to play OG Final Fantasy VII. Since Remake is not following OG, now the whispers are gone. There's a problem with me playing OG7. 1, I hate turn-based. 2, I'm a graphics whore. I'm just saying. Play OG or watch Team 4-star version. I already watched their abridged version. It basically stops at whatever. No, the full thing. Do they have a full abridged or are they just playing the game? You see, the only thing they have a full abridged. Oh, so they have multiple episodes. So they released the other parts. Also, the credit is basically a melody of Zack's life. All themes that play portrayed success are part of his story. They have 3 sessions of the entire game. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've only seen Season 1. That's good, because I managed to get the copyright dispute for Season 1. So I can actually upload the video for Season 1. It's uploaded, and it got through copyright. It only took 3 months. They abridged the whole game, but since they could spoil part 2, we should save it for after Rebirth. I think you should see a proper recap of the game for the full lore. I wouldn't play OG just yet. The devs of Remake said They'll still follow the main story. It's just that there will be some changes. I wouldn't spoil myself like that if I haven't played OG. See, it's kind of like a yin and yang, because even if they do change parts of the OG, by playing the OG, you would have an expectation and you would know what could happen. And so, if it happens again in part 2 and 3, it's a thing. But if you don't play it, and you play part 2 and 3, and you don't know what to expect, and the same things do happen, you'll be experiencing them for the first time. That's all I'm saying. But they expect you to play OG for everything to make, since, yeah, double-edged swords. There are some huge moments the fanbase will go uproar if they change too much. Fun fact, Director Lazard is implied to be President Shinra's bastard son with a random waitress, and Angeal is implied to be Hollander's son, and the guy that gave him the Buster Sword was his stepfather. Well, yeah, his stepfather, because the mother knew about the experiment. Poor Cloud, he got stuck in there at the age of 16, woke up when he was 21. He still has a mental state of a teenager. Well, you see, now it kind of makes sense why he was so quiet, and why he was so, I was in Soldier. He just keeps saying it because he's trying to convince himself of that. You know? It kind of makes a lot of sense now. Especially as to why he's so blank and in his own mind. Because he's just walked away from this shit. Like, that's a lot to process. What is he supposed to say? Oh, sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm pondering the death of my senpai. After being stuck in a tube for 4 years. And severe Mako poisoning. Like, poor kid. The moment Aerith said Zack's name in the remake, he blocked out. I would have to see that again. I'm sure there's stuff there, but I wouldn't have noticed it the first time. Because when I was playing the original, I was like, who the fuck's Zack? You know what I mean? Like, I played the game. Everyone's name is new. It's like, alright, you're Cloud, you're Aerith, you're Tifa, you're Barrett, you're Jesse, you're Wedge, you're someone else. And it's like, Zack. I'm like, who the fuck is Zack? And it's just, everyone's new, right? Like, you're not gonna pick up on shit. And then you don't even know what's going on, so obviously. They were in the park and Aerith was talking about the first guy she loved. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Because you're taking everything in for the first time without context. You're not gonna pick up, like, oh, she talks about the first guy, which is a reference to something, which is a whole game, right? To me, it's just a name. It's like saying your first love was Bob, or your first love was Tiffany. I'm like, oh, okay. How the fuck am I supposed to know about Tiffany's entire character arc? I'm not. So to me, Tiffany is just Tiffany. You know? Poor Zack. What's Sephiroth doing? Is he doing a perfect cell in the stars fucking with time itself? How did you even fuck with time? I still don't, like, that last cutscene of Final Fantasy VII Remake, I still don't even remember what happened. There was just so much happening at once. You know, after the massive boss fight. And now we get Final Fantasy VII Remake's beginning. Aerith selling flowers. And there's the car. You see, this has a completely different angle. This changes the entire dynamic of Final Fantasy VII. I mean, fucking entirely. It really does. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Let this finish.
My name is Cloud. Soldier. First class.
That's a fucking lie. See, this changes the entire dynamic. Reason being, this happens however long after Crisis Core. And looking back at it now, with Cloud being so in his own head, obviously dealing with a lot of shit. Just saying. He's dealing with a lot of shit that not a lot of people could help him deal with. He basically comes back. He has to lay low for many reasons. Keywords, Final Fantasy VII, not Remake. Fair enough. Fair enough. But it changes the dynamic because he comes back. He needs to lay low because obviously he can't just be like, you know that soldier you guys were looking for? Well, you killed Zack, but I'm that other guy. You know, the guy that's on the hit list? So obviously he has to, you know, discard his identity as being in the security division or the army or whatever. So he's basically like, that's no longer me. He takes the identity of a soldier. One way or another, that's his either coping mechanism or his memento from Zack. But then imagine he comes back. Obviously, Tifa either bumps into him or he goes to where Tifa is or something like that. And she sees him absolutely fucked. Not physically, but mentally. Like, he's not the same person. He's not. He doesn't talk the same way. He's not that quirky, hopeful kid. He doesn't have that aura. He doesn't have that energy. He's in a slump. He's in a really dark spot. He is just, like, gone. But she sees him in the soldier outfit. She sees him with the sword, you know, like different eye color, all that stuff. And so she's like, all right, he got his dream of being in soldier and he's done all this other stuff. But to get him out of that, she's like, hey, you know, we could use you, you know, right? Like, you're useful. We'll give you this job, you know? And so he goes on this job alongside Avalanche. But he's just... He's dealing with a lot. Because there's all these people that are trying to be friendly with him, talk to him, you know, banter with him. Because they were on that mission, but they weren't really, you know, keep your mouth shut, no talking, hand signals only. They were kind of like a group of friends breaking into a high school for the first time and doing graffiti. Even though they were doing terrorism. But you get my point, right? But Cloud, throughout the entire escapade, is super professional, to the point, focused, like everything he wasn't when he was in the military. That really just shows how... Like, he's still in the desert. He's home, but he's not really home. He never really came home. And so there's Tifa trying to cheer him up. She thinks that maybe by throwing him into a mission, he's gonna, you know, finish the mission and come home. Because that's how a lot of psychiatrists and psychologists deal with people that are going through something like this. They try to create an exit for them, you know? If they're going through an experience, they try to guide them through and get them out of it. So she tries doing that with the mission. That doesn't work. And it's like, this party is only for Avalanche members. Which at the beginning, I was kind of like, you guys are a bunch of dicks. But then at the same time, I kind of remember saying something along the lines of, they kind of want him to join, but at the same time, he doesn't want to join because he's doing it as a merc. And so they're kind of making fun of him, like, you can't party with us unless you join us, you know? You can't do this unless you join us. Obviously, that doesn't work. And then afterwards, Tifa tries to distract him. Like, what would look good on me? We should do this. We should do that. That doesn't work. And then Jess does the same thing. She gives him a tour of the town. She's like, I'll make you some pizza. Like, I'm looking at this whole situation from a different light now. It's not Cloud is this super professional military grunt that doesn't give a crap about anything because he's a soldier. It's more like Cloud is in a mental slump going through PTSD and possibly high-functioning depression, and all these people are kind of, I don't know whether they're aware or they're trying to snap him out of it or they're trying to somehow pierce through that wall. Like, it's very different. It's super different. And I don't know whether or not he even heard the name Aerith for the first time. Like, I don't know. Because I remember she gives him the flower, and it's like, what the fuck? But I don't actually remember that whole first interaction. Did he actually know who Aerith was? Did something click in that moment? Like, wait, that's you? You know, it's one of those... You can't replay the story and rewatch it and see the same thing like you did the first time. Because it's not. There's a whole nother layer to it. That's what this context gives you. That's what makes this really good. Especially Crisis Core. It adds this whole layer to it, which is really good. It's like playing a Kojima game. You play it the first time and you think you experienced it, and then you get the plot twist, and then when you play it the second time, it's all, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Except this is done through 2 games. You play the game, you get the prequel, then you can play the game again to get the full context. And that's done really, really well. I have to admit that. That's like done really well. But then you've also got the situation of Remake not being a remake. It's actually a sequel, but they flew under the radar by calling it Remake. Which is why they were so, strict about people not showing the cutscenes in the final chapter, because it kind of, makes it black and white that it's not the same game. Fun fact, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Crisis Core were written by a guy named Nojima. Oh my god. It's just Kojima's alias, isn't it? Zack is probably alive in some other timeline because they pass each other in Remake. That's exactly it. Like, see, that's why I didn't think he would die. Because we see him in Remake. And so my whole question of, I know that sword. Cloud uses that sword. What's up with that? See, I thought Soldier, it's like a standard issue thing. But then clearly it's Angeal's. And then it became Zack's. And then it's like... It would make sense if he's dead, but we see him. And then I'm like, oh, so this was the OG ending. Gotcha. Yeah. Playing Remake first, and then this actually makes Zack's death more surprising. It does, because you don't think he's going to die. If I didn't see Zack in the DLC, and then I saw Cloud, and then I saw Angeal give the Buster Sword to Zack, my first thought would be that Zack dies and gives the Buster Sword to Cloud. That would be the logical sequence. But because I saw him alive in the DLC, I thought that him dying was a less likely conclusion because we see him. So he's probably alive. So why does Cloud have the sword? Is he unable to use it? Is he doing something else? Would it give away his identity too easily? You know what I mean? There's all these other things. But clearly, different timeline. I believe Zack also has the Buster Sword in DLC too. That as well. Which is why I kind of thought it was a standard issue sword the first time I saw it with Angeal. I thought all soldier firsts get a Buster Sword. Like it's a part of their standard outfit. Cloud, soldier first class. Angeal, soldier first class. Buster Sword, Buster Sword. I just figured, fuck it. Standard issue Buster Sword, right? It's not. Yeah. When they fought over and won over Whispers, they changed destiny. Zack was already dead in the beginning of the remake, so my guess is that he is alive in another timeline or something, not the one we are playing. See, that's what, like, I would have to rewatch the whole last boss fight and chapter with Whispers and all of that stuff in Destiny, because that's just, yeah, that is a whole other thing. Playing that whole ending was just, I got nothing from that. You're fighting Sephiroth, you're fighting some tentacle demon, you fight a bunch of dragons, and then you see Sephiroth again, and then after fighting him, he has a conversation with Cloud on the moon, and neither of them are suffocating from the lack of oxygen. That's all I got from the ending of Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's about all I remember. Because, yeah. In every timeline, Zack dies as its fate, but due to wibbly-wobbly whisper stuff, makes a new timeline where Zack lives. Now, what comes after, we have to wait for part 2. See, you can't... Alright. So, if you're playing with Destiny and all of that sort of stuff, you can have that multiverse where every possible combination exists, and reality is like a layered cake where I can roll a dice, and in one it's going to be a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 5, 6, and every single action someone does creates a splinter, and so these layers exist for infinity. And then you've got the universe itself that operates on an alpha timeline, and they have like a universal frequency, which is the alpha, and everything kind of wants to push it to that timeline, but these variations are almost like waves. They're almost like when you throw a pebble in a pond, it sort of creates, you know, the little wave. But if you're going to be fighting Destiny, Destiny could be that universal frequency. You could be said that you're fighting the universe itself, which, okay, you can do. But if you're doing that, you're kind of creating that rift yourself. Because in order to create that alternate, it can happen one of two ways. One, Zack ends up winning the fight. In which case, in that reality, Cloud doesn't inherit the Buster Sword. You know? But you could just as easily create that reality through, I don't know, Sephiroth opening a gateway through something that he learned and dropping Cloud in the middle of the fight that Zack is having. And then Cloud bails him out. But then you've created a timeline where Zack has not died, Cloud has not inherited the Buster Sword, and then, okay, he recovers from the Mako poisoning, but he doesn't have that experience of losing Zack where it causes him to blah, 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 blah. So you see what I mean? It could literally go anywhere. Or you could literally just fucking grab Zack like a claw machine. Like, go to timeline, grab Zack, like, you know? And if that's what you can do for Zack, you can literally do it for anyone. Because if Sephiroth can, like, jump back and bail out Zack, what's to stop him from grabbing Angeal, and instead of Genesis receiving the gift from the goddess, kick Genesis out of the bloody cave and throw Angeal in there? And then Angeal doesn't degradate, but rather gets the gift of the goddess, you know? So as soon as you start messing with time, you create bigger and bigger deviations. The example of rolling the dice in a board game, the result is a person may win the game that doesn't originally win, or he might not necessarily win, but he might win that turn or whatever, and the result may be very little. But when you're preventing someone from dying and then changing the experiences of another person that ends up surviving and doing other actions, you've just created a butterfly effect that, you know, could fucking go anywhere. As a result of Cloud not getting the Buster Sword and losing Zack, he never gets the confidence that he needs to go on the mission to take out the Mako reactor, which means that never actually happens and they end up failing or something like that, you know? Or as a result, they never break into Shinra HQ, and then Shinra never actually drops the plate, which means the people in Section 8 don't actually die, and then as a result, Jesse doesn't die. You know, like, you've just, from one action, you've changed the outcome for hundreds and, Sector 7, thank you, hundreds and thousands and possibly hundreds of thousands of people. You know, you've changed the whole world. And that's just for starters. So, I'm really curious to see where part 2 goes. But by the same thing, like, it's a bit of a toss-up. Do you play OG to see what happens after Crisis Core, and then you look at 7 Remake? Or you've played 7 Remake, you've played Crisis Core, you understand, okay, that happened in the original, which makes sense why Zack's so important. But at the same time, it almost kind of feels like the devs did this on purpose. They give you a remake of Crisis Core because that's the bit of context that you need in order to understand part 2. It almost feels like, here's the required reading. Now that you've got it, you can enjoy part 2. It almost feels that way. Unless they've said otherwise. Unless the devs basically say, go play OG 7 now, then you'll understand part 2. Have they said something like that? I'm sure that question would have been asked. And if it hasn't, what the hell? They've said you should play Crisis Core before Rebirth, not OG. Then I'm going to go by that. I mean, they're the ones making the game, right? This allows them to play the OG game as a separate experience. Well, this game did end with to continue in Final Fantasy VII. Not Remake or Rebirth. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going by what they said. I played OG right before Remake a few months ago, and I can say Remake feels completely different. So it would have been a context thing, similar to what I just said about Crisis Core. Possible clue for Zack being in a different timeline is the disappearance of the wooden cross in Remake and Crisis Core Reunion, but in Yuffie DLC it's still there. Which wooden cross? Just imagine playing as Zack in the Rebirth. I would laugh if they make him do squats again. I would cry if he doesn't do them properly again. We're not watching clips today. We're at about 4 hours, so we're leaving that. We're going to play more of this. Yeah, and it just begs the question, since it could be since the game developers released this before Remake Part 2, makes me wonder if it's not trying to tell us Zack's story, like it is trying to tell us about Genesis' story or something. See, because Yuffie's DLC had the cutscene of Zack, and Crisis Core Reunion gave us Zack's story, it almost feels like they're giving us the backstory to Zack so they could bring him into part 2 without us going, who the fuck is Zack? He dated Aerith. Oh, he dated Aerith. Whoop-de-fucking-do. You know what I mean? They want to have that backstory so that if Zack, say, bumps into Aerith and they have a moment, we understand the significance of the moment. Because prior to this... Alright, Aerith had an ex-boyfriend. Whoop-de-fucking-do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? For you, I recommend just playing Rebirth first and then the abridged episodes of the content to see what changed story-wise, since you will not likely play it on stream or your own time. It depends. I'm not 100%... Sorry. I'm not 100% against playing the original. I just want to make sure that I play the new games in whatever the best way is by the developers. Because I have the unique advantage of not having played the original, so I can actually experience it 100% blind, which might be very different from people that played the OG. So you could have new fans that have started on Remake, that are going through the journey of Remake, Crisis Core, and Part 2. Me being one of them. And then you've got the OG fans that played OG Crisis Core, watched whatever the movie was, and now are playing this. They're two different experiences. I don't want to go from, oh, I'm experiencing it as a new fan, and then muddle it up by playing OG, and then trying to go back to enjoying Part 2 as a new fan. It wouldn't work. Also, the dog breed of Stamp in the Alive Zack timeline is different, confirming it's separate. Really? You mean the Shinra dogs? It can also be seen as a red herring for fake Shinra propaganda. Aerith probably felt his death since she is ancient. She felt it when Elmira's husband died. But I've also felt something similar when my grandmother died and grandfather died and even my father was dying. So it doesn't necessarily have to be because she's an ancient. It can also be because she has a close bond with him, possibly. Trust me, Kuma, OG on modern consoles have cheats for those who want the story. Mate, if you play a PlayStation 1 game on an emulator, you can just give yourself infinite damage and just one-shot everything. OG game got some cheat codes in PlayStation 4 version if you're into that to make the experience better. Oh, so it's actually ported on PlayStation 4. So you can breeze through it if you want. Advent Children. Okay, so that's the movie. Yeah, for you, I would wait for the PG after Part 3. Another fun fact, Zack and Aerith's Japanese VAs are actually married. Now, here's the real question. Were they married before Final Fantasy VII or after? Honestly, I want to see the shock of you seeing some storylines in the Rebirth blind. See, exactly. That's my point exactly. That's a unique experience. Because if I'm playing the OG, it's not going to be as impactful as me playing a modern game. Because remember I said I'm a graphics whore. And so seeing polygons, like Final Fantasy, wouldn't be as impactful. I played Metal Gear Solid 1, but that was considered high graphics for the time. And then you just take a look at the polygons from Final Fantasy and you're like, nah, man. Like, if they dropped the plate in OG Final Fantasy and I saw polygons like that, I'd be like, damn them Shinra. But since I got to experience it in Remake, and it's a town, and you walk through the town, and you see the people, you see the kids playing, you know, it's different. It feels more real. The people feel more real. As opposed to, oh no, the 2D Pokemon town got flooded by them Team Aqua people. You bastards. Where's my Pokemon, you know? Since you have the unique viewpoint of being 100% blind, I say play Rebirth first and then get the blind experience. Yeah, pretty much. And now with all this info, if you replay the remake and listen to the dialogue carefully, it changes a lot. Like how Cloud says the Buster Sword means a lot to him when people talk about his sword, and how he got mad when he found out Hojo is involved when Aerith was captured. Yeah, remake would be very different. Yeah, but you're not an ancient, so unless you're hiding something. You don't have to be an ancient to be spiritually sensitive. Like when Hachan took me to that suicide spot, I could basically feel that it was unusually quiet. Like you've got a lot of people like that. I've met people like that. They exist. A Brit series does a great job of showing the original timeline, but the actual canon explanation is that Aerith is an ancient, that she felt Zack's death. Fair enough. She feels everyone. So that just basically means Zack is not as special as everyone thinks he is. She could possibly feel anyone's death. Married after Final Fantasy VII. Ooh. Trust me, Kuma, those polygons can make you cry. That's a tall order. So are you playing the mission or moving on? I do want to see you react to certain scenes. Like I said, I'm not going to be watching anything from Discord or anything now. We're going to see what's here after this, but we're going to wrap up soon because we're at 4 hours. Jesse Biggs and Wedge's death in OG didn't hit Remake. Remake made me care about them. Man, I fucking got so mad with Jesse's death. I got mad about the plate, and I got mad about Jesse. And I also got mad about Wedge. I got so mad. So you'll play more missions next week? I'm not sure about the side missions. I'll see. Cloud has S cells in him. They are from Sephiroth. So that's why maybe he sees Sephiroth all the time. So what if Sephiroth is just a hallucination? No one else sees Sephiroth. It's just Cloud. Cloud is actually just fucking hallucinating the entire time. And everyone is just humoring him. Well, to be fair, part 1 was 40 hours of Midgar. OG is like 4 hours of Midgar. See? There's a lot of investment difference. In the original war, we barely spoke to Jesse and Biggs, and Midgar section was about 6 to 7 hours. So we barely knew them. See? That's why I'm saying that the remake, I think, experience-wise, is a lot better for someone like me. Because if you just killed off a bunch of random people that I met in one stream, I couldn't care less. Because it takes me a while to actually start caring about characters. And the fact that Jessie had this whole arc, and we found out about her dad and her mom and all the interaction, I genuinely began to go like, oh my god, she's actually an awesome person. And then to kill someone off after I think that they're awesome is something. But if they just killed her off after like fucking 6 hours, I wouldn't even remember her name. Jessie who? Wedge who? Who got killed? You know? Well, it's possible they're going to make them a bigger part of the story since Biggs was alive at the end of part 1. Well, that's the thing. And it's also possible that Jessie's alive because you see her gloves on the windowsill. Also, this explains the sudden PTSD attack Cloud has when he sees the buildings on fire back in the beginning of Remake, when the reactor was destroyed. And when he turns the corner, he sees his home village and then sees Sephiroth. It changes the scene a lot. Yeah, I think if I re-saw that, it would be totally... Like I said, you can't replay 7 and have the blind experience again with the context. Because I don't even know if I made fun of the PTSD joke. I think I called out that it was probably PTSD and that it was triggered, but I didn't know what the context was. Now I would actually know the context. You missed a lore in the lab. Zack didn't have Mako poisoning because he was already a soldier infused with Mako. No, I actually read it. And S cells weren't pure in him, but Cloud was just a Shinra guard, so he got a Mako poisoning, and the knot says he might never recover from it. Yeah, but it said it was severe Mako poisoning, and recovery is highly unlikely. But it really depends on what Mako poisoning is, because poisoning, by using the word poisoning, it's normally harmful to you and might kill you. Might probably kill you. You know? It's like, it's negative. You've been poisoned. As opposed to you've been infected. And an infection not necessarily having to kill you might change things. I will say though, Remake Sephiroth seems weaker to me than OG. Like they show him way too much in Remake, when in OG he's only known by his name as a hero. Jesse's dad got Mako poisoning and is currently in a coma. Well, yeah. But you saw what happened when a lot of other people were exposed to Mako. A lot of them would just turn into those beasts. So again, I think that it has something to do with your genetics. It's probably like, it probably radiates your genes. And it either finds you compatible, or it just mutates you out of control or kills you. Isn't he dead since he was on the top plate that collapsed? The dev said that since everyone already knows who Sephiroth is, they wanted to show him more and expand on his character. Well, the guy fucking kicks your butt in Kingdom Hearts. So, like, everyone's at least seen Sephiroth. Even I had an idea of who Sephiroth was without playing Final Fantasy, simply because everyone keeps name-dropping him, and he uses a massive sword. Like, guy with long silver hair and massive sword. It's pretty easy to remember. Especially when everyone's just talking about Sephiroth, 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 Sephiroth. I'm just going, oh my god, you know? By the end of it, you're just sick of it. And then you go into Kingdom Hearts, and he literally one-shots you, and it's just like, oh, he's this fucking OP pain in the butt. He's just there as a massive endgame stat check. It's like grind all your stats to 99 at level 99 and max out all your abilities, and then he's going to be like your final struggle. And it's like, okay, fine. I can't be fucked. Sephiroth is literally one of the most famous villains in gaming. Well, Final Fantasy VII, from what I understand, was like the biggest thing. It was basically Square Enix's get out of bankruptcy card. If Square Enix was ever about to go under, all they would have to do is announce a remake of Final Fantasy VII, and all their financial troubles will be done. And I think that's why they did it, because I think they were suffering some financial troubles, and then they basically said, we're remaking Final Fantasy VII. And their stock price just shot through the roof. Probably setting it up for part 2, so they could have kept him hidden. Final Fantasy VII is literally the game that made JRPGs popular outside of Japan. Theory, Virgil is Sephiroth's dad. Virgil just wanted to make as many bastards as possible. No wonder Sephiroth is upset. It's like, Mommy is this angelic being, all-powerful being. And I'm like, yep, that sounds like something Virgil will want to stick his penis into. Virgil, constantly seeking power, finds this being that's unbelievably powerful. It's like, ooh. Hojo actually recognizes Cloud in the remake, and he basically says to his face, no, my boy, you were never a soldier. Well, you have to realize that Cloud probably has a lot of suppressed memories. Like, it's his way of dealing with the trauma. He basically just tells himself, I'm soldier, first class, and I have this sword. And, like, let's forget about the fire, and about being in a tank for 4 years, and about your senpai dying, and all those memories of him being nice to you, and all those awkward memories of being, you know, a security guard, and all this sort of other stuff. Like, his entire psyche is remolding itself just to keep him emotionally stable. And it's not doing a very good job of it, because every time he turns a corner, he sees Sephiroth, and every time he sees a fire, he sees a village burning. So even with all the suppressed memories, a lot of it is still leaking through. Which means he's really, really fucked up. Like, he is... If he had all of his memories, I reckon he would be emotionally crippled. I think that walk back to Midgar was just fucked. Like, the entire walk, his mind was just going through everything and trying to keep itself together. He probably mentally blacked out multiple times. Oh, lucky I didn't read something. People deleted stuff. Guys, you better not be fucking posting spoilers about shit I haven't seen. Otherwise you're gonna get banned from the chat. Huh. Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake are the I need money button. It's the same with Konami and the Metal Gear Solid franchise. As soon as they're about to go under, they're gonna announce a Metal Gear Solid remake. I'm telling you now. It is literally they get out of bankruptcy card. Konami is now just focusing on making game arcades and slot machines. But when they're about to go under, they're just gonna say Metal Gear Solid remake or Silent Hill remake. Because they know that people are gonna take the bait. Square gotta milk that Final Fantasy VII content for all it's worth. Well, they have to, because if they don't, their opportunity's gone. Like, look at it this way, right? I played Final Fantasy XIII, but I had no intention of playing any other Final Fantasy game. Simply because I can't be fucked. I bought like 10 or possibly 12 and then like X2 and something. So when I was at the store, those are the games I bought. It was like Final Fantasy XIII, Final Fantasy VIII, and some other Final Fantasy. All the other ones, I saw the graphics, I saw that they were turn-based, I refused to play them. I simply refused to play them. Final Fantasy XIII I played because I had nothing else to play, and I sort of enjoyed it. But I still refused to touch anything Final Fantasy because it was turn-based. They changed that. They clearly heard and recognized the biggest roadblock for people playing Final Fantasy games. The fact that they're turn-based. Now that they've gotten away from that, but they kept the option of making it turn-based for the people that really want it, more people are going to get into the franchise. Which opens the door to them remaking Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, even 13, possibly 14. I think 14 was the MMO. I don't know. But it opens that door. And if you have time, you should rewatch your playthrough of the remake and see the info we know, and see how Cloud acts and it changes so much of the story. See, that's the real one. I could react to my entire playthrough, or... Yeah, I mean, I could react to the playthrough. Because I can skip combat sequences. I can really easily skip combat. I could just, like, skip gameplay up to cutscenes if I wanted to. And then I can also see what I saw the first time. That's actually a decent idea. That's what the clips and timestamps are for. But you got to realize that when you're watching YouTube on browser, it causes the audio to go out of sync with the visuals for anyone watching the stream. So I'm better off downloading the videos and using the timestamps that way. But I would also actually want to see all the cutscenes. Not just the main ones, like fucking all of them. All of them! All of them! Even the ones that don't seem important. Because they would probably look different. And then that way I would actually understand the whole story. That would make so many streams. Yeah, but it's a big game. 7 Remake was like 40, 50 hours, man. That's a chunky game. People misunderstand Cloud's character. I think I'm going to wait for you guys to check the comments before I read them. Because last time you had to delete a few comments. If you load clear data, you can start a new game. Wait, what the fuck? So you have to start a new game at this point. So I can't just do the missions. See, this is what... Alright. Complaint time. When I finish 13, that's it. There's no carryover. There's no going to old parts of the game. You're literally... You beat the boss. There's no save after you beat the boss. You can load your save from before you beat the boss. That's it. You just see the ending cutscene, and that's it. That's my biggest complaint about Final Fantasy games. You reach the end stage, you're at the end stage. And end game content in 13 was before you fight the boss, you can go and farm these giant fucking mammoth things with legs for adamantite to power up your weapons. But you've got no reason to do it because you've already defeated the final boss. But don't you want to challenge these things that can one-shot you? Endgame was shit. Because Endgame was just farming. For the sake of farming, to get more items, to kill more powerful things, to farm more. And then you had this like gladiator place where you would fight these different mobs that are more and more powerful. I think that's the thing in many RPG games, where you just spawn back before you defeat the final boss. That's what ticks me off. Final Fantasy VII just unlocked hard mode. I'm like, It's just, Granted, when I played 13, I got the growth egg during the story. I didn't get it as an endgame item. I got it during the story by getting a one-shot kill move and then using the one-shot kill move on the mob to get the growth egg, which would be otherwise impossible to get. The mob would literally one-shot me no matter what I did, and so I kept restarting the fight, spamming the one-shot kill move, which had a 1% hit rate, dying, reload, spam it, die, reload, spam it, and on the third attempt it killed it. And then I got the growth egg. And then I got double XP while I was playing. And so by the time I got to the final boss, I could actually kill the final boss the first go. And then I was fucking sad. That was it. That was the game. So that's my complaint about Final Fantasy games. Apart from the fact that it was turn-based. I found turn-based combat boring. That's my complaint. And that's pretty much the reason why I don't want to touch older Final Fantasy games. Those two reasons. Apart from being a graphics whore. You can count that as a third reason, but I can make an exception on the graphics for good story and gameplay. But when it's turn-based, with bad graphics, fuck, I'm bored. I think turn-based combat is good. You just need to find the good ones, like SMT. See, I played SMT5. I enjoyed it because it felt like the struggle you feel the first time you play a Pokemon game, learning the rules. But would I want to play more and more of those in increasingly difficult scenarios? No, because at the end it would just turn into a grind fest, and I can't be fucked. Persona 5 did a great job with turn-based combat. Okay, so see, now I'm going to say something which is going to piss off a lot of people. Turn-based combat is easier to program than action combat. If you don't have a development department that actually knows how to make action games, you make them turn-based. Because all you have to do is make a cutscene after every attack. It's what you do when you can't make an action game. Action games are harder to make. More bugs, more scenarios, more balancing. You can't just balance this move has X amount of damage and you can only cast it once every turn. You have to balance this move takes this many seconds. If you press roll in the middle of an attack, can you break the attack and roll? If you use jump in the middle of the attack, can you break the attack and jump? What's the distance of the roll? Is there invincibility frames? What's the hit radius? The hit boxes? The hit damage? The speed of movement? Fall damage? Full speed? Jump speed? Hitboxes for... Have you noticed how if you play Devil May Cry 1 on PlayStation 2, it feels very clunky? It's super clunky. You can move, you can move a little bit while you're shooting, but it's clunky. You can use your sword, but the camera's kind of working against you. And if you start the attack, you're locked into it till the end of the attack. So it feels very clunky. And then in 2, it got a lot smoother with the shooting and the moving and the jumping and everything. And then by 3, it was very smooth in the movement, in the combat, in the timing and everything. Imagine bypassing all of that and having it turn-based. Dante does sword attack, or does stinger attack, or does pistol, versus Dante has to dodge a giant fireball from a volcano scorpion. And if he doesn't, he's going to lose 80% of his health. Very different. And then, does that move hit a pillar? And then does the pillar actually absorb the damage? Does it act as a wall? Is it a piece of the destructible environment? Like, so much more goes into creating an action game than a turn-based game. And so, if I have to pick between, say, what's funny is Dante's in a turn-based game. Fuck off. So, if you have to let me pick between a 2D platformer like Crash Bandicoot 1 or 2, well, Crash Bandicoot 2 was technically 2.5D because it had sections which were like this as well, but you get my point. I would rather play Crash Bandicoot than Final Fantasy turn-based games. Okay, I'm going to test you. Persona 5 combat or Kingdom Hearts combat? Persona 5 combat was me sleeping. I was literally asleep during Persona combat. I was literally memeing the entire time and using moves that would be funny and using personas that would be funny. There was literally no difficulty at all. It was so easy that the first boss I just ignored the mechanics for the shits and giggles because I knew that I could. Because it was so easy to ignore the mechanic. Because the gameplay style was that easy. Persona was a meme story-driven game. It is not a difficult game. And the only difficulty in the game is if you pick harder modes, and then all that happens is that the enemy has more health and more damage. That's it. It's not a, what's it called? It's not a mechanic difficulty. It's simply numbers. The attack does 50 damage instead of 10 damage. and the enemy has 1,000 health instead of 100 health. The mechanic is no more difficult. Whereas something like fucking Devil May Cry, the enemies have new moves, there's more enemies, they do more damage, they counter more often, they have their own power-ups, and all of these other things. And that's a lot more engaging. I'm not saying that I will ever again in my fucking life try to do hard mode and Dante Must Die in Devil May Cry 1. I'm not that fucking insane, alright? But at least it added something to the gameplay instead of an extra digit on the end of the numbers. That just forces you to grind a few levels so you can take the attack. Though getting Dante Must Die in Devil May Cry 1 is like one of the most satisfying things ever, because you unlock Sparta, who has infinite Devil Trigger. That's pretty satisfying. After that, you're just basically God. But the game has a built-in mechanism where if you buy a health item, the price of the next one increases. So you can't just stack health items. It punishes you for it. Which is why you might notice in some games, I don't use items. Because how the fuck do you think that you do Dante Must Die mode in Devil May Cry? You save all your fucking items for the end. That's my instinct now. Don't waste items. Don't waste money. Fucking check every corner, pick up every orb, because you're gonna fucking need it. Trauma does that to you. I've been beaten silly. And I ain't doing it again. Not sure why you would hoard items when you barely use them when you need to. It's better to need it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You go play Devil May Cry 1 in hard mode and Dante Must Die mode. Good luck with that. And then you buy a health item and its price increases by 4 times. And you buy another one and its price increases by 4 times. By the end of it, you would be crying for your mother. Why did I waste those orbs on that stupid crap I didn't need? Or you spend your orbs on an ability you didn't need. And then you struggle on the bosses. Or, this is a really good one. If you play Devil May Cry 4, and you don't actually power up your guns, and you fight that lightning boss in hard mode or Dante Must Die mode, and you didn't power up your gun as Neuro, you will fucking die. Because if you try to melee it, it will dodge you. You won't hit it in melee. And you'll do next to no damage because it's got lightning. So you literally need to shoot it. So if you didn't power up your guns, you're fucked. It literally ended my playthrough. I got to him, a regular mob, couldn't kill it because I didn't power up the guns. And I just put the game down. I'm like, fuck this shit. That's how brutal Devil May Cry is. That's how brutal it is. It's like, oh, you love using one ability over and over because it's overpowered? Guess what? We've got an enemy to counter that. I will say, Dante translated well into SMT. So I do think turn-based has its positives. It does depending on what kind of game you're trying to make. Not all games should be action games. I'm just saying that it's a lot more difficult to program. Imagine if Final Fantasy VII Remake was a turn-based game. I will play the hell out of it. I reckon half the people wouldn't play it. I reckon half the people would do what I did with Final Fantasy XIII and eject the disc. You see the cutscene, it's fucking awesome, everyone's fighting, hell yeah. Attack, block, item, spell. Eject disc. I reckon that would happen. And I think Square Enix learned that when Final Fantasy XIII was selling for the price of a Big Mac in Japan. It was selling for $3. A brand new PlayStation 3 game, when PlayStation 3 games were like $50 a piece, was selling for $3 because they couldn't sell it. They could not sell it. That's how bad it was. They could not sell. That's actually when I bought it. I bought it for like $10 in Australia. That's how badly it got hit. And I bought it because everyone kept talking about Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy. So I like bought a bunch of Final Fantasy games. You are the only one I've ever seen be turned off by turn-based combat. Trust me, there were a lot of people. There were a lot. It's just probably they're not as vocal. That's the thing. Like, the number of people that I know that play games casually, they wouldn't touch turn-based. They even get rid of games that have too many cutscenes because they just want gameplay. A lot of normies are just basically gameplay with really short attention spans. Like, you give them a stealth sequence and they want to throw their controller at the screen. Most Nintendo babies are anti-turn-based. I don't like it too. That's why I didn't play OG Final Fantasy VII, but just watched it. Yeah. Oh my god. So I got... Oh, but I got no levels in that. If you load, you can start a new game with certain data carried over. Do I get cutscenes for Oh yeah, but Yuffie gives you quest dialogue. We can probably do Yuffie's mission now. How do I feel about Zack after the ending of the game? Didn't I just have this whole discussion about why I like him? Alright, let's take a little break and try a few of Yuffie's missions. I think we should be able to do them. And since I'm at this stage... See, this is a fucking disappointment. I was just building all these items. Let's try to do Yuffie's mission. He didn't really talk about Zack himself. I did during the cutscenes. I really liked it. I don't think there's much to add on top of that. Like, the entire time I was playing him, I was always giving commentary on what I thought about him. Like, at the end of every cutscene, I'm always talking about what I think. So you just have to accumulate all those together and you should have my opinion on him. Buster Sword proficiency 5%. I was grinding my proficiency and it's under 6% before the last boss. What the hell? You plan on finishing Yuffie's quests? I think those are the ones with the cutscenes. I don't think any other quests have cutscenes. I think you might get a few boss fights here and there. But I think Yuffie's ones are the only ones that actually matter. So LP reactions, I'm not doing those today. I'm not doing anything outside of the game itself today. I might do a few Yuffie quests and then we'll close it off. So let's take a quick little break. Super boss, I'm not even gonna try. I am not grinding for super bosses. I could not be bothered. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Proficiency is newly added. Alright, let's take a quick 2-minute break and we'll do some Yuffie stuff. See if we can do a few Yuffie missions and then we'll wrap it up. Oh! Here he comes!
Warm-up's over.
Epic! He slips! Epic!